Hi, welcome everyone to Now What's Next, the episode where we talk about what the show is and what you can expect from these different types of episodes that we're going to do. My name is David Vaughan, and I appreciate your time that you have lent to me in letting me rent space in your head. So basically, this is all... I'm now running behind. You know what? It's live. That's what things happen. This episode is simply, I just started this back up, brand new for 2016, and I felt that it was probably a pretty good idea to have an episode out there to talk about exactly what my vision of Now What's Next is, where the concept has come from, what you can expect in the various different types of episodes, and also it's all about you. So if there's something that you want or somebody you would like to see other than me, then by all means, I want you to speak up at any point. I also want to know how you would like to get in touch with me. We have Leland Best, who is a friend of mine and the co-host of a show called Blab Nation. And they started off...
Got the audio working, Leland.
Yeah, you got the audio working now, don't you? Oh, boy, I mean to tell you, these guys.
Sorry, buddy.
Anyway, Blab Nation has done really well. They've had some wonderful guests that have been interviewed on there. They've done some great episodes in helping others out. And it's just a wonderful show. So make sure that you do check out Blab Nation. But one of the things that they chose to do was create a Facebook group for everybody to have a central location to be able to engage and interact. And also for the updates and what types of shows and what's going to be going on for one central place to go and look at. So that's one particular idea that I've got, is that I might try, although there's a million Facebook groups out there. So I don't want to add into another, just be another group that you happily join up into, and then you just never, ever, ever check into and never get the updates and never find the shows. I do have the Blab page up on my website, and I'm playing around with the verbiage that's going to be on there, where you can watch the stream live as it happens at that time. You'll also be able to catch replays in various different locations, including my YouTube channel. I will be taking the audio out of each and posting those up as podcasts as well. So there's going to be lots of different places that you can catch Now What's Next. But do I want to put, would you want to be on an email list? Would you want to be into a different type of group or something of that nature? Let me know. And the hashtag for the show is NWWN Talk. So you can always tweet out to me with that hashtag. I do monitor it quite a bit and find that out. So that's one thing. But let's talk about Now What's Next and where it came from. So my name is David Vaughan, and I am a sidepreneur, as it would be best pronounced in these days. I do have an employer that I do work for. I come from a background of technical and telecom. I've worked in for almost 28 years now. Very corporate world. I grew up in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s. Before it was cool to be an entrepreneur. The mentality set was that you were to go to school, get good grades, go to a college, get a degree. From there, you go and get a nice job, work for somebody else. Then eventually, hopefully, you can retire. Maybe you have some savings put up where you can try and enjoy your retirement. And then eventually you just die. All the while, you pay taxes. You don't enjoy life. You become jealous and frustrated at the fact that the ultra elite rich or whatever it might be have the cars that you wish you could drive and go on the vacations that you wish you could go on and buy the toys and the houses and all this different type of stuff. And so when I was growing up, that really just wasn't the norm. It wasn't the mentality. It wasn't the mindset. And so I do greatly admire the enthusiasm that the younger generation today has for going out and doing something better, something right. And that's the other thing. When things didn't work, something you just kind of dealt with it. It was, well, it's not really the best thing in the world, but what am I going to do? What can I do to fix it or anything like that? And that's just not the mentality that's around today. And I really, like I say, I admire that type of vigor. But there's a thing that youth misses that they can't get any other way, and that's experience. To know that, yeah, it's great to want to be able to go out and change the world, but there's also ways that you need to be able to go about things without hurting feelings, building relationships in the right way, all this different type of stuff that the 40-somethings, the 50-somethings, 60-somethings can bring to the table, as well as the fact that there's 40-something, 50-something, 60-somethings who sit there and look at the world as it is today and all the businesses that start up from the home, and they're tired of the long commutes and not being able to spend time with family and friends and the things that matter. And they've realized that it's not all about money. And they're looking for a way to be able to have a life and a business that they can love. And so that's part of what I'm here to do. Now, what next is it's all about your story in the essence of everything. NWWN is now what's next. And I'm actually getting ready to bring that up real quick as to what it comes to. But when you have your story, if you dive deep, if you go back to the way it is, and I can go back, I can tell you the day, I can tell you almost the time. I know what I did after, but there was a moment. And at that moment, it just became as clear as it could possibly be. Like not a sky in the, not a cloud in the sky, where it was like, this is it. This is nuts. My life, my hands, my family's life, our well-being is all in the hands of somebody else, some corporation, and it could end today. And in 2011, it almost did. It was a Sunday, no less, when I got a call. And let me tell you, that was the most frightening thing in the world. And it was at that point that all of a sudden I just got the clarity. And it was an aha moment. It was that there's something that, this just isn't right. You can do better. There is more. You can see all these other people. You've got all this stuff. There's got to be a way to do it. How do you do it? And the how do you do it? That's the now what. What's next? Because after that moment, after that aha just kind of releases, after the euphoria is gone of all the friends going, great job, we know you can do it, patting you on the back, the family support, they're all still there. But when all that is just gone and it's just you left alone with the thoughts in your head and the fears and the doubts and the unknowns start creeping in, it's like, what's next? What do I do? Where do I go? Who do I find out? What is it that I need to have? Do I listen to this person? All this different type of stuff. There is a lot of information out there to try and filter through. And I see the painstaking efforts of people trying to succeed based off of bad information. And I see people that they get caught up in the glitz and the glamour of the snow effect. And snow is SNO, shiny new object. I need this, I need that. Oh, somebody mentioned that I might want to do this so I can do this better. They get caught up in the membership apocalypse that's now happening where, oh, you can take this course to learn about this, and you need this course to learn about Facebook ads, and you can take this and join here and become a member and have all the website templates that you'll ever need. And, oh, here's the copy that you can swipe from me for how to email and this email, all that type of stuff. And the problem is you just don't have it laid out in front of you. Now, what next? We all have a story. We all need to love our story, because what happens is we start getting frustrated. We start getting jealous of the successes that someone else is having, or we get frustrated with the failures that we continue to keep having. We don't enjoy or relish with what we have as well as what someone else has. And that's what next does, because when you've got that frustration, when you've got that jealousy, when you've got anything that's just dark and hindering and burdensome on your shoulders and it's holding you back, the problem is you love that story more than you love your own. And that's wrong. I'm not telling you should never love anyone else's story. I love everybody else's story that I possibly can, but I don't love their story more than I love my own. I love their story, and I love that it's a part of my story. And so when you love your story and you understand that it's okay to fail, then you can start moving on. But you need someone to be able to sit there and help you out with those moments that we all run across, because when things go wrong, and they will, you need help. And I've done a blab a couple nights ago about this. It just seems like if I ask for help, it's like I've given up. I'm a failure. I'm going to look bad in everybody else's eyes. Nobody can get through it alone. So now what's next is going to be an extension of the brand machine. And the brand machine came about because we, out of everybody else, are the greatest enemy that we have. We can get in our own way. We can cause our own mess. We can constipate any situation so that we're not moving forward with the ability to build our business, whether it be the snow effect or which this to do, or perfectionitis or analysis paralysis, or trying to figure out step 1001 when you're on step 9. That's what the brand machine does. It helps you to get out of your own way. It helps you to unconstipate and unclog the pipes and to begin where you need to begin. Now, what's next is an extension of that. So there are going to be various different shows. I'm going to be doing shows where it's just me talking, giving how-tos or tips or the steps that you need to take, or maybe some trainings. But I'm also going to be doing episodes where I'll be doing interviews with other people and having them tell their story. I'll have set questions that I want them to answer. And then after that, we'll have engagement and interaction from the audience. And that's really where I'm at right now. It's brand new for this year. I started out playing around with it a little bit. And then the other day I was like, it's time to go. My 3 words for this year, and they're probably going to become my 3 words, period, are go, hello, and serve. Go, because that's what we need to do. Thanks a lot for hanging out, Dennis. I appreciate it. Go, because too often we stop. You want to shoot video, and then you start thinking about lights and audio, and you start thinking about the background, and you start thinking about what am I going to say, and you never get the video done. Just go. Film the video. Start. You got to practice somewhere. It's just like telling somebody who can't read, if you want to read, you need to practice reading. If you can't do math, practice math. It's the exact same thing. Hello is because I want to meet everybody I possibly can. I want to shake as many hands digitally or in person, and I want to say hello, and I want to get to know you and who you are and where you're from. And then serve, because that's what it is. It's not about me. It's about everybody else. It's about you. And with those 3 terms, if I hold back, then I'm being a disservice to by not only myself, but I'm being a disservice to you. So that's really an explanation for what the show's about. And it's going to, I'm sure, morph into something at some point, more than what it is now. And that's really what you can expect. I've got some interviews already started to be lined up, including, oops, sorry, I had somebody bust in on me. Sorry about that. Should have turned that off, and I lost my train of thought. I also have squirrel moments. I can be like a kid in a candy store, and my head's on the swivel stick. So that can happen sometimes. Anyway, I was talking about interviews. So I do have some interviews lined up, including I'm starting one Tuesday night with Robert Stern is confirmed, and I've got some others coming up. I'm going to have a calendar available that people will be able to locate in one spot. Again, so what would you like to see from the show? Leland?
Awesome. What an intro.
Yeah, and that's why it's on record, stuff, so that dude. I can go back and prove I said it.
Oh, that's all good. I mean, and these things do just kind of morph on their own. It's one of those, start something and you hope for maybe what it might be, and your audience kind of drives what direction it's going to go in after that. When Jonathan and I started our show, we knew one thing for sure, and that was there wasn't going to be any kind of pitching going on. We weren't going to be trying to sell anything to anybody. It was just going to be about getting out here and showing everyone, and it was really Jonathan's idea in the first place, not so much mine, but when he brought me on as a co-host, it was going to be, okay, Jonathan, I'm just here. You tell me what you want me to do. And he runs that back end as though he's just there for people, not for himself, not for driving traffic, not for, tooting his own horn. It was just about service to those out there. That's, I think, one of the biggest. Start out on that foot. You're never going to.
Your game was cutting out again, Leland.
Direction. Yeah, that's me. It's because I lower my voice when it gets late, and my sound gate closes up on me. Where do you want it to go? What do you want to really see? Do you want to have a lot of participation in the crowd?
I do want to have participation in the crowd. And that's a good point. I want to make sure that there's participation in the crowd, and it's not for any other reason than that's the biggest way you learn is by participating, by making comments, by asking questions, and by hopefully, like I try to do, and a lot of the different blabs or periscopes or meerkats or whatever, when I participate as a viewer, and I see somebody else in the audience and they're asking a question or making a statement or wondering something, and I do this on Facebook and any other thing that I participate in, if I can provide some kind of relevant help, then that's what I want to do. And I try. And, again, participation is the biggest, easiest way for us to learn. And it helps us grow. So I do want to see participation, and I know that's going to be a growing process. I don't enough to know what to ask. You're a 65-year-old retired lurker, and that's fine. Don't worry about that. If you don't know, that's one of the biggest things that I run across all the time is people don't know what they don't know. So you not knowing what you don't know is fine. Figure out what it is that you want to do, and then go from there. So if you want to, and that's all anything is. And I think Leland had to drop off for something. He's back. It's that PC issue.
That was interesting. No, I actually saw a message pop up in your window that said something or another along the lines of something had been blocked by a firewall, and I'm like, what the junk? It just shut me right down and kicked me out of the play. So what happened there? That was weird.
That's Windows.
They are doing some. Just to go off topic for a second, the Blab meeting I was in earlier with Jonas and several others. Actually, I have a great list I'm going to provide to you here shortly.
Okay.
I've got about 7 names of the tech teams. There's a lot of bugs going on right now. One of them is the sync with the video and the audio. That is a Blab issue. So a lot of people think it's their hardware or their machine or Windows or whatever. It's not. It is Blab. confirm that today. There are other issues that are going to be rectified and worked on. Some others that are in the back burner, like no Android app anytime soon, other stuff. But the team out here is more than happy to take any requests that we have. These guys are fantastic. So find yourself running into these buggy things, I'll have the names and addresses.
Well, I sent off today because yesterday I did my blab last night, and the recordings, I couldn't get them. I was getting access error. And actually, I'd seen Jason TechStud pop in yours, and he gave the email address for the support. So I sent off a couple right there, or I sent off an email, and I don't know, probably by the time that I'd received the response of they're getting ready to do whatever they're going to do, you should get a new email. I got the new email with the new links, and I was able to get it and upload it to YouTube, as well as download the audio so that I could mess with that. So, they're super responsive. I've got nothing but love for talking with them. And the other thing was, and this was a couple of weeks ago, I discovered I have, so this Blue Spark Digital mic has a lightning connector, so I can connect it directly to the iPhone or an iPad and use it as the microphone. Blab wasn't accepting the audio through the lightning adapter, through the lightning connector. So I sent off, and they said, well, you know what? We just tested. It said it's not supported in the app that's released, but we're working on it in the beta. And so they gave me the link back to the beta. So I'm going to install the beta back on here and see if it works. Because one guy was like, I've got a lightning connector and it's working now. I can't say the same for yours, but let me know. So,
okay.
They're a great bunch of guys.
Yeah, they are. And they're spread around.
And one of the people I do want to have interviewed is Sean.
Oh, yeah.
So I've
seen people call him Shane because it's AAN, but it is Sean. Yeah. I confirmed that today, too. I'm actually going to type these in here. Just get ready to copy and paste this out.
Okay.
Are the players
I'm very
that
curious
I ran
about tech, so I love Blab when tech info is provided. Okay. Well, and I'll let you know that is one of the things. So now what's next? The brand machine. What the essence of what I am. There's a reason that people have called me the entrepreneur's geek, and it's because I geek over just about everything. So there's a whole lot of reason that I am going to be providing what I am. It's because I am my own worst enemy. But I will definitely plan on doing things about, how to improve your blabs with lighting and audio and anything else. How to shoot the same quality video, HD video using an iPhone as that you could get from a $2,000 or $3,000 DSLR camera. Definitely you want to make sure that you keep an eye out and watch what's going on. And if you've got particular things that you want to know about, tweet it to me. I'm going to set up a email address that people, can email stuff in. But again, I need to figure that out as to where and I don't want to just go ahead and create like a Facebook group and this is just starting, but maybe I should. I don't know.
Actually, any of these that don't have a title after them are pretty much texts that are involved.
Okay.
Copy that out. That'll give you a pretty good feel for most of the folks. So,
okay.
Anna, you've seen. Jonas was in our blab this morning. TechStud's been in quite a few of our blabs. Sean, what is Sean's last name?
Puri, Dury. I don't want to butcher it, but it's something like that.
Burkon is the CTO. Brittany's the girl with the big glasses and the tattoos on her arms with blonde hair. Victor, I haven't seen his face yet, so I'm not sure who he is, but I kept talking about him. Mm-hmm. I have a pretty big say in what.
When you can broadcast,
I'll give you the link to that.
When you can broadcast women's beach volleyball, then viewership will go up drastically.
But hit at Jonas's page, and you should find the blab from today. It was a really good blab.
Okay.
A lot of answers to a lot of questions. That was pretty much. There's a lot of things they're going to fix, like I said, but other things they haven't quite settled on.
Okay. Well, and it's a beta, so I know, and it's got
beta.
It's got to be massive. So.
Oh, there was Jonas. He just stuck his head in and back out. He just jumped in and out because I called his name.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Actually, you just sat there and called every single one of them up in here. So, you got Creatives Link. Welcome. And who else did we have? We have Victor.
There's Victor.
Yeah, Victor's come in with us. So, thanks a lot.
I was just introducing you guys to David here. I didn't mean to drop all the names in the chat. I totally forgot.
Jonathan.
He did. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting that calls everybody in Victor. So, but I haven't seen your face, so you're welcome to pop in and say hi if you'd like. I see you're the product designer, so he says he talks way too much about my son or like that. I got him hooked when he was way too young. I'm still a big gamer at heart, but I don't get enough like I used to.
Yeah.
My son is actually a computer programmer. He's looking at game design as his future. He's still going to college right now. He's 21. Pretty big in C++ right now, though. He's looking to program it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best. Yeah, I just wanted David to know who y'all were. He knew who most of you guys were, Victor, but I wasn't sure.
He did. He was providing it to me, and when he pasted it in, I didn't even think about it. So, but I appreciate you coming and running. Thank you very much.
Setting up, David. Is it again?
Yeah, his audio fades in and out because he's on a Windows machine. So.
Yeah. Blame him.
Hey, no, that's okay. I had a Mac, and I had all that issues going on. So, Alexis Curious is coming in.
And let's let her in.
Why don't we blame Blab?
Yeah, right?
Because it's
for sure. Got flames and stars and everything.
Stars. Hi, Alexis.
Can't hear you, Alexis. Only a few days on Blab. Is this just got her angel thing? She's showing off her hardware.
Yeah.
I guess she just wanted to show. Oh, look at this. She's good. She's got something going on over there.
It's Leland twice.
Cool. That's kind of neat. Wonder what software she's using over there. Oh, now you're on double duty there, Angel Man.
Oh my.
Play.
Stop it. I don't want it.
Trying to ring you, buddy.
No rim jobs.
Done. That's pretty cool. About the software to do that.
I think you can do it with Camcast or something of that nature. I'm not sure. Manicam, maybe.
Manicam, I think you can. Pretty clever there. Like, oh, it's Cam Twist.
Okay.
Right, gotcha. Out.
Oh, sure.
The tech geek who likes to play.
Is that what Alexis does? Is Alexis with
Oh, I have no idea who Alexis is, but I figure she's just out playing. She's only been on Blab for a few days. That's all good. We're just kind of hanging out.
That's too funny. You sat there. Yeah, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording at this time. So for all the replay viewers, thank you very much. If you do have any questions, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. Make sure you tweet at I am David Vaughan and the hashtag NWWN Talk. And I will be sure to respond and reply. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. We'll see you again soon.